Hello and welcome back to Understanding Crypto. My name is Herve and you can just call me Ve, by the way. Ve as in vain or in vain. So Ve. I see a lot of you calling me V. It's not V. It's like a shorter form of Herve, if you may. So here on this channel, we just go about educating people about cryptocurrency in the easiest way possible on the internet. So if that's the type of content you happen to find interesting, be sure to click the like button. And yes, do click that like button because, it supports this channel and it really helps the message we are trying to spread, reach more people. And it pumps your bags, actually. Yeah, because as more people, get to view this video or as the video I've never really gone viral on YouTube or X, I'd say. But if it reaches more people, more people get to follow the channel. And so, more people get to know about crypto and they eventually buy into crypto, which could pump your bags. So it's good for me. It's good for you. So do click that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you are watching me from X, then you may want to follow the page and also click and retweet this video. For the past couple of weeks and days and hours and minutes, we've been talking about Mr. BTC coming to fill the CME gap down here. Now this CME gap actually spans as low as 60 to 57.7k. Now earlier today I was thinking, what if we don't fill the gap? Yeah, because there's a chance we do not. What if it doesn't? The current price here is actually 62.9. But if you look up here, you would see that the current price for BTC is actually 60.9. So it's not always the same. Yeah, there's a chance that you have some sort of move to the downside right here over the weekend. It could skip this particular region and form another gap just to trade down here and then come back up like so and fill the gap. So it does not always match Bitcoin's price, just so that you know. So this video is basically to analyze Mr. BTC on the event that it does not fill that gap, because I don't want anybody here to miss out on something and come back later to say, hey, you said it's going to fill the gap. It didn't fill and I did not buy into something. Yeah, we are going to look at it on the idea that it doesn't fill that gap. And personally, I think I'll begin trading back. I'll start trading again, because if it does fill the gap, yeah, what's the worst case scenario? It will go, Mr. BTC could fall as low as 57, yeah? And I'll just DCA into some potential trades. If it doesn't, then I will also just make money as it goes up. There's no need to just sit by and, watch it go up and do nothing. I was looking at liquidation heat maps before, and we don't have a lot of liquidity to the downside. You'd see some liquidity right here, and this is at 61.4. And going up there, of course, it could just drop back to the downside, but it will actually be breaking this consolidation right here, which could go even higher. So I don't want a situation where any of you missed out on something because you were expecting a gap. Now that price is at 60.9 and it came as low as 59 yesterday, it's closer to the 57k zone, which means that as we go lower, we are getting closer and closer to the lowest zone that we can see for BTC. And so my idea would be, at the moment anyway, that I start DCAing into some potential holdings if I didn't hold any crypto, or if I held some crypto and I wanted to DCA into the same cryptos, then this could be the time to be doing that. Yeah, always mindful of the fact that it could drop even lower. Now you could want to read this as an inverted head and shoulders formation right here, but I do caution that do not look at inverted head and shoulders on after an uptrend. Yeah, a lot of people do that and they call it inverted head and shoulders. If you want to call anything inverted head and shoulders, you should be doing that after a downtrend like so. So after this type of downtrend like so, if you find price do a dip, come back up, do something like so, come back up, then this you can call an inverted head and shoulders. But after an uptrend like so, if you see something that does like so, come back like so, and do something like this, and potentially here, you can't be calling this inverted head and shoulders. The inverted head and shoulders gives you a different target from some other pattern. If it's like so and you call this a bull flag, it will now be giving you this target like so. If you are calling it an inverted head and shoulders, it will completely neglect the idea of the flag, which gives you this other target. If it's an inverted head and shoulders, then you are only looking at this, this, and this, which will only give you this target like so. So it's important to get the pattern correctly. Anyway, you can still call it an inverted head and shoulders formation. I'm just, I like to be a bit more perfect with things. So if we take from here, this is something that I showed you the other day. If we take from here, and we're using only the candle bodies, from this candle close right here to this close right here, we will see that we are actually hovering above the 0.618. So if we put the settings to the right, let's put the settings to the right, and we put all of them in yellow. Okay, so you see that we are hovering above the 0.618, yeah? And usually the best zone, which is the institutional zone, is the 0.786, but the 0.618 could still, move price to the upside as high as the 0.382. So as high as this one, even as high as the 0.236. So these will normally be the targets for this 0.618. You'd normally expect something that looks like so, either to this one right here or this one right here. But just know that it could still come as low as this one before doing that move to the upside. This applies both to the up and downside, yeah? So even if you invert it like so, it applies the same. You could have it come back down like so, or this is to the 0.236, or this one 0.382, or you could have it go as low as high as the 0.786. This is how I knew that BTC could go as high as 57k. That's why I was telling you 47k from 21, and also telling you that we could have it go as high as 57. That's because I was looking at the 0.786. Now, when we look at this liquidation heat maps right here, we don't see any huge liquidity to the downside. Actually, it means that a lot of people are many people are just uncertain at the moment. When I even look on X, a lot of people don't even know where this thing could go. Yeah, but I've seen some people calling for. I've seen some people saying 40, some are saying 30, others saying 20, and I've even seen some guy talking about 12k actually. But the idea of the bull market being over, I see it a lot on media right now, and honestly I don't know why. You'd think that a lot of people are bullish, but many people aren't. If you look here on the weekly time frame, the other time I checked this thing, I saw some liquidity here. Yeah, it's the same. That's $717 million. And if price was to come here, these people will get liquidated. But of course, as it starts to head higher, some people will start closing their positions. So it's not always guaranteed. When BTC was going to, reclaim the all-time high, there was some huge liquidity to the upside. And I noticed that a lot of people started closing their positions on the idea that they could be taken out. So that was it for that. Here on the 224 hourly, we see some liquidation somewhere around 61.3 to 61.5. So I wouldn't be surprised if price can go as high as that level. On the 12th hourly, let's see, we have some liquidation right here at 60.3. Yeah, 60.3, and we do have much more at 64.1. So it's really left for the market maker to make his decision now. So we could have a dip to the downside, but ultimately I am just bullish at the moment. Yeah, the CME gap, I was waiting for it for a very long time, and still it has not filled. BTC even crossed through my my singularity zone, but still it's not moving as low as we thought it could go. So maybe, just maybe this thing could have bottomed already. Yeah, just maybe. I'm not guaranteeing that it has bottomed, because it could still just move to the downside. So if you want to be trading this thing, I will leave my Bybit link down below. It will be in the pinned comment or say in the description of this video so that you can register there. It's an affiliate link, by the way. Yeah, just for disclosure, it's an affiliate link. You may use it because it goes a long way to support the work that we are doing here. Now, the RSI right here is way undervalued. The stochastic is already getting overvalued. Let's see what the 4 hourly shows. The 4 hourly is showing us a bullish divergence, actually. Bullish divergence. So you see this low right here corresponds with this one, but as price continued to the downside, the same momentum, the momentum that it took to push price to the downside right here, let me show you that, the momentum that it took to take price from here to this region right here, to this low, which takes you to this current low right here on the stochastic, is actually greater than the momentum that it took for price to come down to here, which means that bears are getting weaker. The daily time frame, we have an undervalued stochastic right there. The RSI is usually very slow, yeah? So I don't use it as frequently as I use the stochastic. It's very slow. It gives you very good predictions, but you could be late to an entry or an exit when you use it. The stochastic is very fast, but it could make you too early to enter a position or too early to leave a position, you know, so be careful with that one as well. The other thing that I am rooting for is the hash ribbon indicator, which we've talked about already. This thing is very, very accurate. It's very accurate. If you bought at any time that this thing flashed by, yeah, you would have made money. Now, it did flash by here and BTC dumped. It actually went up first, so it flashed by here. BTC went up by 45% before dropping by what? By 64%. Let's just say that you actually just bought when it flashed by here. It would have dumped by about 48% from your entry, but eventually you'd have it go up a lot, like a whole lot, and it flashed by even here and here again before you had this meteoric rally like so. So this thing is it's a no-brainer, to be honest. I think it's really great, this indicator, and it's also flashing on the monthly time frame as well. Here it flashed by, and if you bought, but this was on the monthly. If you look at it on the weekly time frame, you would have made about, I think that was like 50 something percent, yes. So on this particular candle right here, let's say you bought right at the top of that candle, you would have made about 53% before the bear market. And this is the only time that I think it was kind of wrong, because this was getting very close to the end of the bull market and it flashed by. And some people would have bought here hoping for 100k, 200k or something like that, so they may not have taken profits. But if you bought here and it went up by about 800%, then yeah, any reasonable person would have taken some profits at least. You would have made a lot of money, and this is in Bitcoin, so making a lot of money in Bitcoin, that's always great. Now, the other time I did talk about my strategy with Solana. Usually, and this is just something that I noticed with Solana, when you have it drop down like so, I had this Fibonacci levels. I think I took this on the daily time frame actually. So on the daily time frame, I just took my Fibonacci levels from the bottom to the top. Yeah, bottom to the top. Now, Sol has proven to us that it's very strong. Yeah, and I showed you this before. If you've been watching these videos, then you would have seen it before. I showed you that Sol usually likes to come down to 0.618, then you have a brief move to 0.786. Now, usually with Sol in particular, not other cryptocurrencies, XRP respects the 0.618 a lot of the times, and the Sol, it usually would break it. After that breakdown, you'd have it move to 0.786 and it reclaims the 0.618. This means that Sol should go back to $150. Now, after that, maybe you will have a dip that comes back into this area right here, and then you have Sol going for the 236. Here is a quick example of how this thing works. So with any crypto, if you see the drop coming down like so, you are waiting for that big move to the upside. Particularly with things like Solana, maybe XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, any crypto that has high volume or say has a lot of interest, you are expecting a continuation of this first move, but you don't want to be buying here. I'd rather miss out actually. I'd want to catch it either here or here. So you are waiting for a drop like so for this move, this first move to continue like so. Now with Solana in particular, I find that it usually drops to this one, comes back, reclaims this one, and then starts this move to the upside. Now, of course, if Bitcoin persists, if its move to the downside persists, yeah, if it goes to maybe, 57, 54, 50, maybe 40, Sol won't go up, of course, yeah? It won't go up, but if BTC continues to the upside, then you will have it go up to here. This zone right here will put Sol anywhere around $170. If BTC instead crashes to the downside, then Sol will not hold this, 0.618. So basically, if you put it into if we bring it like so, let's put all the levels on. So we have 0.786, 0.618, and 0.236. All right, we have all the necessary zones right there. So put into here, we actually have something that would look like so. We have this consolidation, and then we have a drop to 0.618. Come down here, reclaim this zone. If BTC is still strong at this zone, then we see Sol go up to here with a potential dip around here. That's kind of what we could be expecting to see with Solana in this region. So around this point right here, Sol is actually being accumulated by whales, I think. Yeah, it's really just something that I noticed with Solana in particular. Sol alone, I noticed this particular phenomenon with. So we could have it go back up to here. Eventually, you have it coming right up to this particular region right here, anywhere around $171. Now, let's go to XRP because I was looking at it the other day as well. I was expecting XRP to come as low as this region right here. This is the region where I'd be interested in XRP. If it doesn't come here, I don't know, but I'd like to see it come down to here. Yeah, I'd like to see it come down to here. This is where I'd be willing to risk into XRP. Now, if it continued to the downside, then these will be the accumulation zones right here. So you have an accumulation zone somewhere around, that's 46 cents, and it could shoot up from there. You have another zone at 44 cents. It could very well shoot up from there. You have another zone at 41 and another zone at 37. I had a zone earlier, I think that was last year, somewhere around 31, 32 cents, anywhere around those two zones. But generally, if you're interested in XRP, you should be accumulating actually, because XRP could go as high as 81 cents, $1, even $1.44, and you have a gray area right here, which is somewhere around $1.54 to $1.50. That's 56. Yeah, $1.56. The highest zone that I can see for XRP, and this is my updated target, the highest, which is extended from these targets. Ideally, it tops out here. Yeah, ideally. And this has to do with the timing as well. So if we are in, by May next year or early next year, and it's around here and you hold XRP, be selling. If it happens maybe next month, then all right, you can sell and hope to buy back in another dip. Yeah. But if you are having this zone being met, maybe by early next year or late next year, be selling, because that is the top. Yeah, especially this one, especially this $2.30 zone. If it hits this level, and this is in any time, if this zone is met, be very careful there. Yeah. Now, there are some people who suggest that XRP can go as high as $10, but I don't think so. Yeah, because have you calculated what the market cap will be? It will be bigger than Bitcoin, I think, by 5 times or so. So be very careful with these levels right here. Don't don't fall for the idea of XRP to $1,000. Be very careful with these zones right here.